Welcome back to Bike Two Wheel World. Today we're taking a detailed look at a motorcycle that aims to make everyday riding simple, affordable, and practical, the 2026 Tata 125-111. This is the kind of motorcycle designed around the needs of ordinary riders who want dependable transportation for commuting, errands, school or work travel, and regular city use without spending a huge amount of money. While Tata is far better known for cars and commercial vehicles, the idea of a Tata-branded 125cc commuter motorcycle is certainly interesting, especially in markets where lightweight, economical motorcycles remain one of the most important forms of transportation. Before we get into the details, it is important to clarify that information surrounding the 2026 Tata 125-111 is limited, and the model has not been documented with a comprehensive official specification sheet from Tata and the sources currently available. So, throughout this review, figures such as equipment, performance and pricing should be considered expected or indicative rather than confirmed final production specifications. That said, the concept represented by the Tata 125-111 is easy to understand, a practical 125cc motorcycle focused on affordability, fuel economy, everyday comfort and straightforward ownership. Starting with the design, the Tata 125-111 takes the familiar shape of a modern commuter motorcycle. Instead of trying to look like an expensive superbike or an extreme performance machine, the styling is expected to focus on simplicity and usefulness. That is actually one of its biggest advantages. A commuter motorcycle needs to look modern enough to attract younger riders while remaining practical enough for everyday transportation, and the 125-111 appears aimed directly at that balance. At the front, the motorcycle features a compact headlight arrangement that gives it a recognizable road presence without making the front end unnecessarily complicated. Depending on the final production version and market, lighting equipment could include LED technology, although buyers should verify the exact specification before purchase. The front section is relatively narrow, which is important for a motorcycle intended to move through busy urban streets. The handlebar position is expected to be fairly upright, giving the rider a natural seating position. This is not a motorcycle designed around an aggressive forward-leaning riding posture. Instead, the ergonomics are intended to make daily riding easier. For someone spending a significant amount of time commuting through traffic, a comfortable upright position can be much more valuable than extreme performance. Moving toward the side profile, the 125-111 has the proportions you would expect from a lightweight commuter. The fuel tank and side panels give the motorcycle enough visual character without making it look oversized. The design philosophy is clearly about keeping unnecessary weight and complexity under control. A lighter motorcycle is easier to maneuver, easier to park and generally friendlier for riders who are still developing their confidence. The side panels also provide an opportunity for Tata to add graphics and model-specific details. A simple color scheme with contrasting graphics could make the motorcycle look more youthful without increasing the cost significantly. In this category, small styling details can make a surprisingly big difference because buyers want something economical but do not necessarily want something that looks basic. At the rear, the motorcycle continues the practical theme. The rear section is expected to remain relatively compact, with a functional seat and useful passenger accommodation. For a commuter motorcycle, practicality is extremely important. The passenger seat should provide enough space for normal short-distance trips, while the rear section should also leave room for a luggage rack or other practical accessories depending on the market. The overall design is therefore less about showing off and more about doing the job. That could become one of the Tata 125-111's strongest selling points. If Tata can combine a recognizable design with a competitive price, the motorcycle could appeal to buyers who want something modern without paying for unnecessary premium features. Now let's talk about the engine. The name suggests a 125cc class powertrain, putting this motorcycle directly into one of the most competitive commuter categories. A 125cc engine is a very sensible choice for everyday transportation because it offers a useful balance between performance, economy and manageable running costs. The expected character of the engine is smooth and predictable rather than aggressive. This is not a motorcycle intended to deliver huge acceleration or high-speed thrills. Instead, the engine should be tuned around usable low and mid-range performance. That means getting away from traffic lights should feel easy, while maintaining a steady cruising speed on ordinary roads should not require excessive effort. For city riding, this type of engine makes a lot of sense. Traffic frequently forces riders to accelerate, slow down and accelerate again. A commuter-friendly 125cc engine can provide enough response for these conditions while avoiding the unnecessary fuel consumption associated with a much larger engine. The gearbox is expected to be a conventional manual transmission designed around easy operation. The ratios should prioritize smooth acceleration and reasonable cruising rather than outright top speed. For most buyers, that is exactly what matters. The ideal commuter motorcycle should allow the rider to concentrate on traffic and road conditions instead of constantly thinking about the engine. Fuel economy could be another major advantage. Although an official certified mileage figure is not available in the information reviewed, the 125cc commuter concept is clearly centered around efficiency. With a relatively small engine, moderate weight and commuter-oriented tuning, the 125-111 could potentially offer excellent fuel economy when ridden responsibly. And that is important because fuel cost is one of the biggest factors affecting motorcycle ownership. A motorcycle that uses less fuel every day can save its owner a meaningful amount of money over months and years. This is especially relevant for riders who use their motorcycle for daily commuting. The performance expectations should therefore be realistic. The Tata 125-111 is not being presented as a high-performance sport motorcycle. Its strength should be its ability to provide consistent, predictable transportation. Acceleration should be adequate for city traffic, while the motorcycle should remain comfortable at normal commuting speeds. Handling is another area where a lightweight 125cc motorcycle can perform well. Because the bike is relatively compact, changing direction in traffic should be straightforward. Tight streets, parking areas and crowded urban roads are exactly where a lightweight commuter can have an advantage over larger motorcycles. The suspension setup should also prioritize comfort. A commuter motorcycle needs to deal with uneven pavement, speed bumps, broken road surfaces and occasional potholes. A reasonably compliant suspension system can make a significant difference to the overall riding experience.